Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wacha Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elders, apostles, and bishop of Great Millstone, GMS, ruling and teaching well. Salutation to the hopeful elect of the house of Israel, the sincere brothers and sisters pushing, who are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their abilities. All right. So the Spirit hopped on me again. Pertaining to the previous lesson that I did earlier today before camp, and on my way back home now, as I was driving to camp, the Spirit hopped on me, and I did a lesson before camp, and now on my way back home, the Spirit hopped on me when I was listening. On my way back home, I was listening to the elders, the apostles, and one precept that hit me, and that went and put me right back in the spirit. Uh, of the earlier video that I was doing. Sometimes you miss precepts and some other precept that you think like, oh, I could have brought that out in the previous video that I've done, but what's past is past, you know. But I decided to do a part two of the earlier video that I did today, the earlier lesson that I did today, and the precept that the apostles brought out was Matthew's 8:21, which read, and another of his disciples said unto him, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. But Yahushua said unto him, follow me and let the dead bury their dead. Okay? So we're not Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua in the truth. This gospel comes first, man. We're not to partake in the things of the world, right? Let the dead bury the dead. Okay? And that's another thing also to let go, man. Let go of the things of the world, man. You see? And circumspectly, we are there's a precept which reads in 1 Timothy 5:6. It says, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. And circumspectly, we parabolically, we the men, we're considered the wives of Yahushai. The church is the wife of Yahushai. So in that sense, any man or any woman that's not about this truth, she is truly dead as he liveth. You see, he's not really about this truth, because this truth produces life. So if you're not attached to the vine, if you have no if you don't partake in the bread of life, which is Yahushua, you're really dead. You're really and that's what it means to let the dead bury their dead. We leave them to be. If we can see through the spirit that these people cannot acknowledge the truth, you really have to be on that spirit of moving on. We tried to tell you the truth, you didn't accept it. I wipe my feet, I wipe the dust off my feet, and I keep on moving to the next person that might get it. Because the more time I spent wasting my time on the dead, it could be time that I could be spending on the hopeful elect, edifying and building up a hopeful elect. You see, so we do not want to waste time partaking in things that are not beneficial, superfluous, as the word that the apostle Gabar uses. Superfluous. It's unnecessary to waste our time with the dead. Because we know that won't avail to anything. Anything availing unto life. It won't generate life. White agreement had the light with darkness, right? So we're pushing for the light, and they're pushing for darkness. There's always going to be a constant clash, right? And it says here in Ecclesiastes 9:4, for to him that is joined to all the living, there is hope, right? So if you're joined unto Yahweh Shai, there is hope for you, man. If you acknowledge that this is the truth, even if you're still in the world, we're all in that state. We're all in that Gentile mind state before we actually came in the truth, before we were cleansed by the renewing of our mind, before we were washed by the word. We're all in that dead state. Right? But we came back to through faith, through the grace of Yahweh Shai that opened our mind to follow, to actually acknowledge this word as being the truth, and being the once we found that narrow path and we walked therein, we were changed, right? And that's why we were joined unto all living, and there was hope for us, because at the end of that tunnel, that's life everlasting. There's the promise. There's Yahweh Shai. That's Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and life. Okay, it says here, for a living dog is better than a dead lion. So all these people, a living dog is better than a dead lion, right? It doesn't matter, because if he's dead, he's dead. What can he produce? He's not alive, man. There's nothing that he can do or touch that's gonna produce anything because he's dead. You know, regardless if he's successful in the world, right? He's making a lot of money, or he has a lot of girl. Yeah, his business is prospering, or he has a lot of opportunities that is working his way. But regardless, concerning the spiritual things, he's dead, right? So all these things are gonna pass away regardless. So it's not good to put all your faith in the flesh, for at the end of the day you'll reap corruption. You see, to put your stock in the flesh is to reap corruption at the end, and you just end up finding yourself um helpless, helpless in the time of judgment, right? Because you know that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, his name is a safe tower. To call upon the name, to have faith upon the name, to have faith upon this gospel, it will put you in a better position than a billionaire in the times to come. In the time of judgment, people are gonna be eating those dollars, man. They're gonna be burning them, those currency notes, those dollar bills. They're gonna be burning for warmth. It's gonna be worthless. You see. So it says here, for the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything. Neither have they any more reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. You're forgotten, man. You're gonna be burned in the nuclear missiles, man. You're gonna receive your judgment, for not acknowledging Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You'll reap your reward, man. That's your reward, death, right? And you won't be remembered, man. You see. And when it says even the living know that they shall die, in a sense, we know about the calamities and the destruction. We believe in prophecies. We know that all these things must come to pass. Wars and rumors of war, famine, pestilence, all these horrible things must come to pass before Yahweh Shai comes into play. We know these things, right? So when it happens, we won't be shocked. It says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our time. So when all these horrible events, Jacob's trouble will happen, we'll be ready mentally, at least. So we'll be proactive instead of reactive. In our mind, we're already seeing all these people dying. We're already seeing all the calamity. We going through. We fast sometimes. We fast here and there, so we know what it is to go without food a couple of days. So we won't be in a beast like state. Because when the economy crumbles, when the society crumbles, these people are gonna be literally zombies. They're gonna walk around as beasts, okay, as dead men walking dead, man. Okay, but pertaining to that, it says here in Ezekiel 37:3, and he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, Lord, power, thou knowest. Thou knowest. The Lord knows, right? And through the Lord opening our eyes, we know as well. Okay, and he said again, verse 4, again he said unto me, prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Verse 5, thus said the Lord, power unto these bones. Behold, I will cause breath to enter unto you, and ye shall live. Right? So so in the sense how I was explaining it beforehand, how we were in the Gentile mindset, most of us were in the Gentile mindset, and we heard the word, and when it entered into us, that was the breath, and now we're alive, right? Now we become new creatures, new creatures, because now we believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and we're following Him, right? We're letting the dead bury the dead, and we're following Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You see? You see? And again, it tells you that thou knowest, O Lord, thou knowest. The Lord knows that He can bring us back to life. But on this side, there's a predestinated number of people. It's already predestinated who's going to hear. And even the fact that the Lord blinds people. He sends demons to take them out. He sends demons to take out those that are not part of this truth, man. Some people might be in this truth, and then a demon hops on him. He turns his back on the plow, and he's not in the truth anymore, man. You see him smoking weed, rolling backwards, all bugged out in the world now. You see, he turned his back on the plow. He forsook this truth, and now he's all in the world bugged out. Talking about let's go to the club. Well, it's Friday. Let's go to the club. Let's go pick up chicks. This and that, man. These people are through, man. You see. And again, pertaining to how they shall live, The truth, it's bitter and it's sweet. The sweet is knowing that, okay, salvation is for you. You are the people of the Lord. If you endure until the end, you shall be saved. But again, the enduring until the end part, that's the bitter. Right? Knowing that most of the people around your life, the people that you see, your day-to-day people, those people are gonna die. That's bitter. Right? But the fact is that if they're Israelites, they'll come back, and when they come back, they're gonna be in their right mind. Okay? Because ultimately, another thing that came to mind is that, pertaining to this aspect of this lesson, is that we don't really die. You know, the only thing that dies is the flesh, because the spirit is immortal. The spirit is energy. It's in us. Right? It's what gives us life. That's why when the spirit leaves the body becomes cold. Okay, because the spirit because the body itself is only a house. That's where the word abode comes from, bod, meaning home. See, so when the spirit leaves its house, it's empty. You see, the body itself is dead because the spirit is not in the body anymore. But as it says here in Ecclesiastes 12:7, then shall the dust return to the earth. So this body is going to return into the earth, as as common costume. You end up in the grave. You see, you end up in the grave. Your body ends up in the grave. But then it says here, the spirit shall return unto the power who gave it. So our spirit, so at the end of the day, all the spirits, they return back unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in the spirit realm, right? So there's no such thing as hell. That's another cut. There's no such thing as hell, because everyone goes back unto the Father to receive judgment. It's either you come back into the earth, or you still you come back in the reincarnation. You see, so you're gonna come back in the same spirit is gonna come back in a different body. That's how we know that John the Baptist was Elias. That's how we know that Yahweh Shai was Solomon, was Adam, was Isaac. You see, that's how we know that these things work. That's to the spirit. To the spirit, we can acknowledge these things, because some things are not written. Okay, some things you have to read between the lines, and some people, they just can't see it because they're base. You see, these Christians, they don't understand these things, and they can never understand it because the Lord blinded them, and they cannot have. And even when they hear it, they don't have the ability to understand it. You see how you explain something to someone, and their eyes open and their mind is open, and they say, "Oh, by saying you tell the people that someone who's not understanding the fact about the Gentiles, the concept of natural Gentiles and unnatural Gentiles. You tell them that the unnatural Gentiles are actually Hebrew Israelites who adopted the customs of these other nations. You see, and then that's why you tell them, yeah. So that's why those are the Gentiles that are going to be grafted in. The grafted in is not for all the Gentiles, but for specific specific set of Israelites, a specific set of Gentiles, which are the Israelites foreigners, the Israelite foreigners. And that person, when he understands that, he tells you, "Oh, I see." You see? So to understand, you have to have a vision. You have to have vision, the eyesight and the hearing. And that's why the Lord said, He blinded them lest they should see. So without seeing, you cannot understand it. That's why these people say, "Oh, I see, I understand." Okay? And that's to say that these people, they can't read between the lines because they lack vision. Okay, they lack vision to understand these because the Bible is really a stumbling block in itself, right? The way things are written, if you don't understand, as the apostles, the elders, and the bishops say, you cannot understand the mystery without understanding the history. Some places, there's a Genesis speaks about there's prophecies in Genesis that haven't come to pass yet, right? There's prophecy all over the Old Testament that haven't come to pass yet. Okay, but when they read it, but these people, those low level Christians, or these people that think they know the Bible, those theologians, from the cemetery department, they read the scriptures in the Old Testament, they think it's already passed. Okay, there's New Testament and the New Testament. The Old Testament and the New Testament are two different books, right? And they don't correlate. You see, the Old Testament is done away with, and now the and they now they want to claim that the adoption is for everyone. Yahweh Shai died for the whole world. But wait, hold on. It tells you in Matthew's 1 and 21, I believe, Yahweh Shai will come and deliver his people from their sins. His people from their sin. Not the whole world. You see? You have to think about it. Moses, when he came, he delivered the Israelites out of Egypt, not the Egyptians out of Egypt. Okay? That being said, pertaining to Moses, that's the spirit. So it says here in Luke 20 and 37, now that the dead are raised, so the dead will be raised. Okay? You have to understand, and you have to believe it. The dead will be raised. Even when Yahweh Shai comes back, the dead that died in Yahweh Shai will be raised with him. First, before the people that are alive, the dead in Yahweh Shai shall be raised in the chariots before those that are living. Right? So at the end of the day, so it's a win-win. To live or die in Yahweh Shai, it's a win-win. You cannot lose with Yahweh Shai, man. And you have to believe it. You have to be faithful unto this, man. Okay? It's only the unfaithful that shall die in their unfaithfulness, as I was mentioning in the first video. Okay? So it says here, even Moses shew at the bush, even Moses shew at the bush, when he called it the Lord, the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob, for he is the power, for he is not the power of the dead, but the living. For all live unto him. All live, meaning the Israelites. All Israel shall be saved, as it is written, Romans 11 and 25. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant, lest ye should be wise in your ye should be ignorant of this mystery. So it's a mystery. These people, they don't understand it. Right? It went over their heads. This mystery went over their heads, and it says here, lest ye should be wise in your own conceit. You know, they're being deceived by their own selves. You see, that blindness in part happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles we come in. You see, as I was talking about the Gentiles, the unnatural Gentiles being drafted in, being the Israelite foreigners, right? Not the whole Gentiles, but the Gentile foreigners. So like the Israelite foreigners, right? So until they be grafted in, and this is what's happening right at the moment right now. We're being grafted in. Us being formerly Gentiles in the flesh, but now in the spirit, we're coming back to our nationality. We're coming back to our way of living. We're coming back as rulers, as natural Israelites. You see, coming back to that mental state of being natural Israelites. Even if we're in this wicked kingdom and we cannot keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities, we try, right? Because even the Israelite who were living back in those days in Jerusalem, you know, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, they couldn't keep it 100% regardless, you know. Even in the time where everything was more in order, they still went off, okay? So it says here, and so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion a deliverer, Yahweh Shai. You see, he delivers, Yahweh Shai, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. And this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins. Okay? Salakia. And Yahweh Shai shall take away our sins. And without sins, there is no death. As it says here in Romans 6 and 22, but now being made free from sin, and being servants of the Most High, ye have your fruits unto holiness, and the end everlasting life. That's the end of it. Everlasting life comes with being servants of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's what waits for us. That's the promise that is given unto us, the second covenant that's awaiting for us at the end of this hard road, at the end of that straight gate. Okay, so it says here, for the wages of sin is death, but the gift of the Most High is eternal life through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, our Lord. Right? So the wages of sin is death. Okay? But without sin, there is no place for death. Right? Death only entered into the world when Adam went off, when he transgressed the commandments of the Most High. Because as it says, as it was saying in I believe in Wisdom of Solomon, man was not made to die. Man was made to be the image of the Most High's immortality. Right? The image of the Most High's immortality. We were made to die, but until Adam, which is Yahweh Shai, sinned. Okay. And even then, he didn't die in a sense. He died in a day, because a day with the Lord is 1,000 years. Adam died, I believe, 100 and something years old. Okay, so he almost made it a full day. Okay, so it says here in Jeremiah 11:14, therefore pray not for these people, neither lift up a cry or prayer for them, for I will not hear them in the times that they cry unto me for their trouble. You see, as it says in Proverbs 1, I believe in 25, the Lord shall laugh. You know, when your calamity cometh, I shall laugh, because when I called you, you did not hearken. You know, when I put my hand out for you to grab my hand, you pulled away your shoulders. Right? These people they want to hearken. That let the dead bury the dead. And why is that? Because they do not want to submit themselves unto Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Okay. So again, even that being said, the mercy of the Lord are infinite. Okay, we do not love Israelites more than the Lord loves us. Okay, you cannot love the love of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahshua super exceeds our love for our people, to the point that they cannot hearken on this side, so they have to be destroyed. But the fact that they're going to be destroyed on this side doesn't mean that you're not going to see them again later on in the kingdom. Through the Spirit, one of the hopeful elect might bring back his best friend in the world. Through the Spirit, you might bring back your best friend in the world, because you were faithful, because as it says, make thy calling and election sure, right? Serve the Lord with fear and trembling. We want to make sure that we partake in that salvation, right? We don't want to be left off from that salvation because we didn't do enough, because we were hanging out with the dead, because we were putting things before Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, right? So ultimately, we have to be kingdom minded, right? We have to put this gospel first, man, especially in the times that we're coming into, man. Prophecies are jumping out the pages, man. More and more, as the elders were saying, the prophecies are screaming now. They're not only speaking, they're screaming, right? You got the men in the highways and byways, stronger than ever, man. Our faith is being renewed every day, man, with everything happening, okay, in the news, everything spiritual, man, everything that happens on our daily lives, man, we can see it, man. The Lord is working, man. You see, the Spirit is upon us, man, right? So we cannot neglect the gift and the benefit that the Lord has put onto us, man, to know this truth, man. Because now we're not in darkness. We do not walk in darkness. Now we have the light. Okay, so we must be sure of it, sure that we're being guided the right way, right? Okay, that being said, I hope this lesson was edifying. Do not worry about what you lose on this side, the people that will be destroyed on this side, right? Our focus is not on that. Our focus is on finishing the light, finishing this race. This is our focus. Getting the crown at the end of the day, being faithful servants unto Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, that we may receive a reward. Because at the end of the day, everyone is going to receive a reward, whether for good or for bad. All right? That being said, I hope this lesson was edifying. This was part 2 to the previous lesson that I did earlier today. To the Spirit, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I like to give all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Wacha Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elders, apostles, and bishop of JMS, teaching and ruling well. Salutation to the hopeful elect of the house of Israel, the sincere brothers and sisters who are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their abilities. All right? Shalom, shalom, shalom. DTA, ba, 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 kwam yashala. Until next lesson, Lord willing. Shalom.